Are you tired of losing viewers the second you start a video? Today, I'm going to show you 3 simple changes you can make to hold your audience's attention longer and keep them watching your YouTube channel so you can engage more people. One trick I'm going to show you improved my audience retention by 20%. Stick around and check this out. Welcome to my channel. My name is James and I help you build your channel, optimize it for successful growth, and create more engagement with your audience. Today I'm here to share 3 simple ways to hold your audience's attention longer on your YouTube channel and engage more people so they keep watching your content. This is one of the biggest struggles we have as YouTubers: audience retention. You have to keep people watching your videos. One of the things that YouTube uses to determine whether they're going to show you in search, show you when recommended, is that audience retention. So this needs to be a huge area of focus if you want to be successful as a YouTuber. Keep watching this video all the way to the end, because one of the tricks that I'm going to share with you today increased my retention by 20% when I did this one trick. So make sure you stay tuned and see what that was. The first thing that you have to do is you have to hook your viewers when you're very opening your video. The very first things out of your mouth. It doesn't need to be some long introduction and thanking everybody for coming to your video. You can do that just a little bit later. Instead, you need to hook your viewer. Keep them watching. You have 30 seconds when somebody clicks open your video to grab their attention and keep them watching longer. Now, this is going to be something that needs to touch their emotional pain points on the particular topic that you're doing. A lot of people do one of 2 things wrong with their hook. Either it's not compelling, it's not interesting, or it doesn't do anything that grabs people's attention. You've got to grab them and draw them in and keep them watching your video. This is going to help your audience retention tremendously going forward. Now, the number one thing that you've got to do is make sure you deliver on the promise of the hook through your video. And the simple way I do that, I actually didn't record the hook you just watched on this video. I haven't even recorded it yet. See, what I do is I record my video first, so I know exactly what my content's going to say, and then I go back and record the hook, because when I record that hook, I already know what I've said in the video. The hook is actually the last thing I record when I make a new video. This is going to help you keep people engaged, keep people attention longer, and you can use those phrases that are going to help draw people through your video. You just have to make sure that you keep the promise you make in that hook. You also need to make sure that you reinforce the target keyword. YouTube listens to your video. Their AI has gotten really intelligent, and they know how to actually pay attention to the words that you're saying in your video, and this is going to help them know where to place your video in search results, in recommended. So you want to reinforce that keyword phrase that you're targeting with your title. Reinforce that keyword as close to the beginning of that hook as you possibly can. Maybe also reinforce it once or twice throughout the hook. That hook should last no more than 30 seconds long. So grab your people's attention and you're going to keep them watching longer. The second thing you need to do is you need to focus on your introduction. I've changed the way I'm doing my introductions, and I've noticed since I made this simple shift in my introductions, it's increased my audience retention into my content. One, you don't want to ramble on in your introduction, telling everybody all about everything you've ever done and going through your whole list of your resume. You do want to introduce yourself and give people a reason for listening to you, but at the same time, that's where your value proposition comes in. So you go in, you introduce yourself, you drop your value proposition, what your channel is about, and then you go straight into your content. Notice we don't give a call to action. This is one of the biggest mistakes most YouTubers are making. They give that call to action, telling people to subscribe, telling people to share their video, when they haven't given them any reason to yet, because they don't know you. Remember, 70 to 80% of your traffic has never heard of you if you're doing YouTube the right way. Because of that, telling people to subscribe, telling people to share your video before they've had any value doesn't help your channel. It actually hurts your channel in the long run. So what I want you to do instead, and what I've started doing myself, is I not started doing my call to action later in the video. I'll give my first 1 or 2 tips, then I do the call to action, and I tell people what I want them to do. If you're getting value out of this content, if you think that this is something that's going to be helpful to you or to your friends, make sure that you click the subscribe button below so that you can get all the latest updates coming to you from our channel. Now, the third thing that I want you to understand, and this is the third tip on how to increase your audience retention that I've been testing myself recently. And this one tip has increased my audience retention by 20%. I was losing 70 to 80% of my traffic within the first minute of my video. And the reason why was I had a 40-second long intro clip at the beginning of my video. I've tested 3 or 4 different times on this intro clip. I went down from 40 seconds down to 10 seconds. I went from 10 seconds down to 5 seconds. And I went from 5 seconds to no intro at all. My test results showed that I went from 80% of my traffic leaving. That means keeping 20% of my traffic within that first minute, to a 50%, almost 49, it was like 49.7% of my traffic still on my video after my introduction. How? By dropping the intro completely. That was the biggest impact I had on my channel. So you want to get rid of the intros. I know I've done a video on how to do intros. It was one of the first videos I did, so I was still using intros at the time. I'm not trying to contradict myself, but intros can hurt your channel. Now, if you do just a 4 or 5 second stinger, it probably won't hurt your channel too much, but it can still, I still was losing some traffic when that stinger hit my channel. So I completely got rid of it, and I was able to keep 50% of my traffic through that intro. This has been one of the biggest things I've had to keep people on my channel. The next thing that I'm looking at is keeping them all the way to the end. We still have some ups and downs and some people dropping off throughout the video. We're still tweaking and constantly improving our own channel. This is kind of a bonus tip, and this is something I tell people all the time. The number one thing you need to do with your channel to be successful long term on YouTube is ABT. Always be testing. Testing new things, trying new things on your channel, seeing what works and what doesn't work. Don't do it because I said to do it. Test it on your own channel. This is going to help you succeed long term on YouTube because it's going to keep you constantly seeing what works and what doesn't. We're always testing new things on our channels. Every one of my channels, I have 5 channels right now, 4 of which are actively getting content, and all 4 of those channels that are actively getting content, I'm constantly testing new things on those channels to see how they work. So always be testing things on your channel, and that's going to help you consistently and constantly improve and grow. If you want to know more information about how to keep your audience engaged and keep them watching your videos, I really recommend you check out this video right here. It's going to help you dive deep into understanding how we create better content for our viewers.